Hey guys, I'm back here with another video, and I just want to say thanks for all the feedback and support on the first video. It really means a lot. I'm glad that a lot of people enjoyed what I had to put out there, and yeah, I'm glad it served some purpose for somebody. And I've been wanting to make another video for the last few days, but I wanted to just let that one sit first. I wanted to see how much feedback, how much support it got, and I think it's basically tapped out. It's definitely tapped out at about a 400 view mark, which I'm very appreciative, by the way. It was really interesting to check on the video and seeing it have 50 views, and then one of my buddies looking at it and being like, "Oh yeah, wait, your video has 150 views now," and I'm like, "I just checked it like 2 hours ago. What are you talking about?" And that was really exciting. And I've just kind of found myself coming back to the video and like checking it out, going to see if there's any new comments and seeing if there's anyone in the comments to reply to or take some advice from. And I don't know, I just feel like it was a really fun little thing to do and experience. So I'm glad to see all the support, and I really do appreciate it. But today we have three Reddit stories again, while I play some beta. In this video, I'm working on my mushroom farm on beta for food, and so enjoy that. Enjoy me mining. But anyways, into the story. Am I overreacting if I feel uncomfy by a guy who seems to be hitting on me? Hello. I recently started talking to this guy, not romantically, but my mutual friend invited him to our prom table since we had one person left. He started texting me, and I thought I was making new friends. I enjoy friendships more than romantic relationships. Plus, I don't feel attracted to this person at all. We hung out last Monday at lunch because I wanted to get to know him before prom night, because I thought meeting at prom would be a little awkward. We had chill convos, and I didn't feel anxious until we bumped into like 5 friend groups of his from our way back from the gas station at lunch to school. They all seemed to try and joke around and be like, "Oh, this guy lent me money," assuming that I am the guy's girlfriend. Even one of his friends grabbed him, but I could hear his friends whisper, "Is she your girlfriend?" I felt uncomfy because it's weird when you first meet someone, regardless if we talked before over DMs or not. He texted me after hang out at lunch and goes, "Yeah, they all acted like this because they thought you're my girlfriend. LOL." Or something like that. And it felt like such a douche move. The same day we interacted at lunch, he texted me and talked, and then he asked if I want to bike with him. I have no issues with hanging out with friends, but it is generally pissing me off because I barely know this guy. The next day, after we met, I got a text. I was at home, and he was asking me about my favorite song, so I was curious about why. Most of the dudes I've known flirt through music, and he bought me a Spotify Music Black that a business class was selling. I wanted to buy one of my own, so I was happy low-key about the gift. But it felt so creepy because after texting, he called and held the call, not closing it, wanting me to reply. It could be just an, "Oh, quick reply because I need to tell them the song so they can make it for you." But still, I find it creepy. Today, I got another text, and he asked me about my text test, whatever, and I said it's okay. Clearly giving him an uninterested reply. He said, "Just okay, lol." It was so annoying. He kept texting and asking if I could come to school earlier because he would be there alone because he had to go earlier for something. He told me why, but anyway, he also said I could drive his Jeep, and I also felt weirded out, but maybe it's because I'm genuinely unattracted to this guy. Our mutual homeboy, however, asked him. He said I'm pretty, but he doesn't know, and he doesn't know much about me. He also said he does the whole gift thing with everyone, and I don't believe him. I feel genuinely discomforted. I feel genuine discomfort, but I am not sure if it's because he's weird or because I am just not attracted. I also bro zoned him many times and he called me bro as well. I just hate when people are weird the minute they think y'all are close. Am I overreacting? I wouldn't say you're overreacting. I do, however, think that this guy is probably not reading the situation correctly. If he can't tell that you're not interested in him based off of the signs that you're giving, the short answers, the kind of like stonewalling, then I don't know if he will unless you say it out. Or maybe he does, and maybe he's still trying because you're not laying it out for him directly. Like a lot of guys do this. I have accidentally done things like this before when messaging girls. That like sometimes I couldn't tell if they're not interested or not until they actually said it. But it's very possible he does know that you're not interested. He's just trying to kind of break the barrier. But there's this weird culture. There's this weird culture that young men are taught, and especially the Western world, that, you know, if a girl says no to him, then they're just playing hard to get, and it's a challenge. It's a challenge to them to say yes. But realistically, if she's not attracted to you, then she's not attracted to you. Or if she's not interested, she's not interested. It just is what it is. And at the end of the day, there's not much that you can do that. And if she is giving you the signs, or if she lays it out there for you in broad daylight, then you shouldn't really, I'm not necessarily waste your time, but that's kind of what it is at that point. She said she's not interested. She's giving you all the signs. Don't waste your time. Just go and see if you can approach another girl that you're friends with or something like that, and maybe it'll work out. But don't waste your time on somebody that obviously is not interested in you. It's not smart. It's not fun. It never ends well. And no, you are not overreacting. I wouldn't call him creepy. I would just say he might not be picking up on the signs, because it does sound like you guys are young. And so, I don't know. I would just lay it out very straightforward. Try to, at least. And if that doesn't work, then I would just tell some friends and make sure like your friends know that this guy is like trying to push your boundaries and stuff like that. And just so you have some like protection there socially. And just tell him you're not interested. But anyways, no, not overreacting. On to the next story. Am I overreacting for starting to get annoyed at my girlfriend constantly asking for reassurance? Okay. Off of the gate, I would like to say that in relationships, reassurance, clarification, context, things like this is really, really important. Being able to understand your partner and appreciate their worries, their emotions, just the way they think is very important. And until you can like truly appreciate that from them, then reassurance is kind of hard. I've kind of gone through this myself throughout my life, and you know, even with my girlfriend that I have now, I've gone through this, and it is kind of hard to do that over and over again, because sometimes maybe you're not feeling assurance either, and you don't want to say that, especially for guys. Us guys are kind of bad at that, and maybe we don't want to say that we need reassurance, and then our girlfriends need reassurance, and then we become a little annoyed. And that's a big problem, obviously, and it obviously shouldn't be taken out on the girlfriend or whoever your partner is who needs reassurance. But yeah, reassurance is very important in a relationship. Anyways, let's get into the story. My girlfriend, 21 female, and I, 21 male, have been together for a little over 3 years now, and overall, things have been great. She has had struggles with mental health from the start due to other circumstances, but that didn't scare me away. I was there to support her in any way that I could. But over the last 6 months or so, it's been going downhill, but she isn't sure why. This is something that she says she doesn't know where it comes from, And that's her doubting if I still find her attractive, if I still love her, and things like that. In the beginning, I didn't hesitate because I wanted her to feel good about us. Now, it just feels forced for me. She's asking for reassurance almost every 2 days, and I hate to say it, but it's getting on my nerves. Mostly because my answers aren't changing, but she still asks me anyway. I don't want to feel this way, but I can't help it. I just feel burnt out. Okay, this is a little hard to approach because I don't know the dynamics of these two people. I don't think you're overreacting. I think it's understandable why you would be upset because maybe in your mind you're thinking that she's losing the spark, or maybe she's genuinely scared that you don't want to be with her anymore, and you in your mind you're upset and annoyed because she thinks a certain way that isn't true, and even though you don't see it as really a big deal, and that you think of her still highly, you still love her, and you still find her attractive and want to be with her and all that, and that's just a second nature for her. That just comes naturally because of how long you've been together. But I think it's very important to take care of your partner, not necessarily take care, but reassure your partner, especially when their mental health is going downhill, to reaffirm their feelings, to reaffirm the reality you live in, the way you think about them, to reassure them and reaffirm these things that are core to you and her and the relationship you guys have. This helps keep at least something in her life stable as her mental health, as she works on her mental health. And it's really important for people with mental health issues to have that stability within themselves somewhere. If they can't find it in their own lives individually, it's good to have something in her life that she can 100% feel like assured of. And she could probably use that as a crutch to improve her mental health and help herself and help you and help the relationship and just overall become better. But I don't think you're overreacting. I just think you need to look at it from a different lens and see it from her perspective, truly. And maybe you guys need to have a talk about that. Maybe the only way for you to do that is to communicate more. I'm not really sure. But whatever way you're able to do this and get this different perspective, I think you should try. And if that doesn't work, suggest some therapy, if not already. But other than that, I don't think you're overreacting. I just think you need to see it from a different lens and perspective. Okay. Anyways, on to the next story. Am I the asshole for exposing my sister's fake cancer to our parents after she refused to come clean? First of all, I'd like to preface, it is not a good thing, no matter under any circumstance whatsoever, to fake a terminal illness. These are things that people die from every day, suffer, and, millions of people suffer around the world because of cancer. Families suffer from losing their loved ones themselves suffer from dying from it. It's a brutal illness that is no joke and should not be falsely replicated in any kind of way for sympathy, attention, financial gain whatsoever. Anyways, to the story. I, 34 female, just found out that my sister, 31 female, who has been telling my whole family she has cancer for the last 8 months, has been lying. She shaved her head, said she was doing chemo, and had our parents move in to help her through treatment. I started to have doubt when, besides also staying out relatively late, frequently, she would never let anyone attend appointments with her, and she clearly had way too much energy for someone going through aggressive chemotherapy. Last week, I ran into the office manager of my sister's oncologist at a coffee shop, small town. I casually mentioned my sister, and the office manager was confused. She had no idea who I was talking about. I did some digging through doctors and spoke to my sister about what I learned, and she broke down and spilled her guts. It turns out she fabricated the whole story because she was in over her head with debt and wasn't able to afford her apartment anymore. The cancer story got our parents to move in, and she could then stop paying her bills. I was furious and told her that she had 24 hours to tell her parents the truth, or I would. She asked me not to tell them because it would ruin her relationship with them. She did not tell them, so yesterday I took everything to our parents. Our parents are heartbroken. My sister is acting like I had no right to out her, and she didn't even say this to our parents. She was going to stage a miraculous recovery next month. She said I ruined her life, and that families should be trying to defend each other rather than expose each other. Okay, now I'm just going to start that, again, what I said about financial gain through guilt tripping people into, like believing that you have a terminal illness like cancer is horrible. It is one of the worst things as a human being you could probably do. And like, especially on an emotional manipulation level, and to your family as well. There's several ways to go about getting help for finances and things like that. I'm sure if you would have went to your parents and asked them for help financially, they probably would have helped support you. You're 31, and sure, by then a lot of people expect you to have it figured out and have a steady life, but everyone falls into a downfall a little bit in their lives every once in a while. It is what it is. And you're their daughter. And I'm sure if you would have just asked your parents, or even asked your sister who outed you at the end of the day, for help, like, they would have probably been there for you, because that's what family are for. And it's really ironic that you say that she says that family are supposed to like to defend each other, but in reality, family aren't supposed to emotionally guilt trip each other either. So I think I'm just going to end this one off with stating again, it is not a joke in any kind of way to guilt trip anybody into believing you have some kind of terminal illness for financial support, sympathy, attention, or anything like that. It is absolutely one of the worst things you could possibly do, and you are a bad person for doing it. Even if the reason is that it is a bad thing and you are a bad person for doing it, I do think you could probably change, though. Just it's steep. It's a steep battle upwards for you, but you might be able to get there one day. But yeah. Anyways, this was my second video I've done on the Reddit stories and playing some beta. Tell me what you think about this video too. I had some fun recording this and sifting through Reddit stories to get it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Again, I'm gonna put my inspirations for making these videos in the comments, the server I'm playing on in the video, in the description. I'm gonna put everything in the description, all the information from the last video's description in this one, my inspirations, the server I'm playing on, and the Reddit stories themselves. I hope you guys enjoyed this a lot. I enjoyed making it. Again, as I'd like to say, thanks for the support on the last video. I hope you guys enjoyed. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.